All right, everybody, welcome to our webinar where we're going to be talking about building out an Amazon PPC strategy to hit the ground running for Q4 and the upcoming holiday season, which is an exciting time to be in e-commerce for sure. This is hopefully when our sales start really going through the roof. So we're going to lay out a lot of the strategies to help set yourself up for success. Before we start, a little quick introduction. I'm Dustin Kane. I'm an account executive here at Solozo, and I also have been, I'm the owner of an FBA Amazon business since 2014. So that's a little bit of my background. Chris, why don't you introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah, Chris Kramlich. Me and Dustin work with sellers every day. I'm also an account exec, also an Amazon seller. But really enjoy talking about PPC, strategy, marketing. I think Dustin and I both enjoy the marketing aspect of an Amazon business. I think that's where brands can kind of separate themselves from their competition. It's almost like you get whoever's the best marketer will win sometimes. So yeah, this is going to be a good one. Obviously, you should have some type of strategy that you already want to do before this webinar, but this is kind of giving you more of like a guide or a structure for that Q4. So yeah, excited to talk. Would encourage questions. If you've got questions, throw them in there. It can be related to anything Amazon related. Throw them in the chat, and Dustin and I will answer those together.
Yep, and it's okay. Throw them in the chat or the Q&A section. We will see either one of those. So let's go ahead and let's start diving into some of the strategies. There's a few things that we want to talk about before we get started into the strategy session. So obviously, search volume increases massively during this shopping season. And we're going to show you some charts towards the end to show you when the sort of the peaks and the valleys in terms of sales and search volume occurs during this period. We're also going to break down our strategy layout into sort of a pre-Black Friday, what you want to do leading up to Black Friday. So for the next couple of weeks, Black Friday is November 26th. So we have time to really do some pre-Black Friday strategies. And then we're going to talk about strategies and tactics for your ads during the holiday shopping season, sort of Black Friday on to Christmas. One interesting thing to note is that your ACoS typically drops during this time. We see it across the board in almost every account that we manage through Solozo. And it's typically because that search volume grows so substantially that there's a whole lot more ad inventory. There's spots, a lot of spots open for advertising during this time because of that search volume. So typically you see your ACoS drop. So that's going to play into some of the strategies that we talk about. Also to note, and this goes into the peaks and the valleys of the season, besides Black Friday and Cyber Monday, the biggest increase of shopping happens about 1 to 2 weeks before Christmas. So it's going to be, we're going to talk about where you want to focus your energy and where you want to focus your budgets and strategies during that time. The biggest thing to consider, now this is not PPC related, but it's critical, is inventory right now is your biggest concern or area of focus. We're going to go into a lot of detail about that. Obviously, everybody's dealing with all kinds of different logistics problems, the time it takes to get inventory from your supplier, the inbound shipping restrictions to Amazon, their check-in times. You may get your inventory in time, but it may take them weeks to check it in. All of those play major factors into how you're going to manage your PPC during this time. The last thing you want to do is run out of inventory. But if you're going to run out of inventory, then you need to change up your PPC strategy for sure. So those are some things just to be aware of during this time. All right, so we're going to go into phase one. I'm going to take phase one. Chris is going to take phase two.
Cruz is your son.
Cruz is my son. Chris is my colleague. So phase one. So we're going to talk about strategies and tactics to prepare yourself PPC wise before Black Friday. All right. So again, during this during November, these are things that you're going to want to be aware of and things that you want to set up in your campaigns. Inventory. We just talked about this. If you do not have enough inventory or you don't have projected enough inventory to get you through this holiday season, then advertising or any type of ad strategy might not be something that you want to actually entertain right now. In fact, stopping your advertising might be the best goal. The search volume is going to increase. Your sales are going to go up regardless of what you're going to do. And if inventory is a huge issue, this is a mistake we see it all the time, is just running ads while your inventory is depleted. And what you end up doing is you end up leaving profit on the table. A good strategy, if inventory is going to be an issue, is to actually pause advertising or greatly reduce it, and then actually start bumping your price up. This way, you're going to potentially lengthen how long you stay in inventory, hopefully give you a chance to get caught up, but also maximize that profit. You don't want to sell out at a lower profit margin because you're been running ads aggressively. So this is something that we're going to really have to monitor as sellers during this time. The other thing that you're going to want to be aware of is the fluctuation of inventory levels for your competitors. I think this season we're going to see a lot more stocking out than we've ever seen before, just based on all the stuff that's going on in the logistics world and with Amazon and how they're restricting inventory limits. So there could be some prime opportunity. If you're fully loaded, if you're projected to have inventory for the rest of the time, you might see spikes and dips in your sales as as competitors are going out of stock. So it'd be really interesting to see how this rolls out through Q4. But again, that's where playing with your price can be beneficial. And we recommend raising your price during this time of year now anyway, because again, if competitors that have a competitive advantage, a price point advantage or whatever, are stocking out temporarily during this time, that's where you could be one of the few offerings available. And people have to buy right now. If that's the gift they're wanting to give, they have to get it. So don't be afraid to adjust your price upward if you start seeing competitors of yours going in and out of stock. Another thing that we really want to focus on during this time is, and this is something we should be doing anyway, all the time, year round, is optimizing your listings, your images, and if you can, add video to your listings. All this stuff goes to A+ content, etc. But you can go right now and start doing some tests. There's the experiments. If you're brand registered, you can manage experiments. You can test out 2 different main images. You can test out a title. There's some other things that you can test as well. But the goal right now is to make sure that we're optimizing our listings for the highest conversion rate possible. That can be a huge factor going forward, especially in that. Another thing that has an impact on advertising is the conversion rate of your listing. So one of the easiest ways to lower your ACoS at any time is to get more of the traffic that you send to actually convert to sales. So you should really, during this time right now, make sure that you're testing those things out, optimizing it, and seeing the impact on your conversion rate on this. If you're wondering a way to find your conversion rate on your listing, is you can go into the reports tab on Amazon, into the business reports, and you can do it by ASIN. And there's a metric called the unit session percentage. That's the conversion rate on your listing. So you can monitor that through your tests to see if you're getting a higher conversion rate on the traffic that's going. So on top of optimizing listings, images, adding video, just constantly testing that out, you're also going to right now be optimizing your campaigns. And we're going to talk about the different ways that different metrics you want to optimize for, whether you're optimizing for organic rank right now, or whether you're optimizing for an ideal target ACoS that you have, or whether it's a combination of those strategies. But now is the time to be doing that. If you're using Sellozo currently, you are optimizing your campaigns right now towards your target ACoS. And that's really important to be doing that now, because whatever happens now, if you've got 40% ACOS on your campaigns right now, and you're going to the holiday season, and all of a sudden there's more search volume going on. You're going to generate more clicks, more sales. That's just going to be compounded by that search volume. So you want to make sure you have everything locked in right now or through the next couple of weeks, so that you can hit the ground running and be at that ideal ACOS number that you want to be at for the holiday season. And again, reiterate, start raising your price now. A couple things about raising price right now is it's another test. Right now, when the search volume is not as high as it will be during the holiday season, you can test, if you raise your price a little bit, are you still maintaining the sales velocity? If so, keep raising it. You'll find that point where your price may start dropping off the conversion of your listing. But what this is going to allow you to do, number one, is it's going to allow you to test to see if you can maximize profits during this time. Again, it's going to put you in a position where when people go in and out of stock, competitors, you're going to be a listing and you can maximize profit there. But the other thing that you're going to be able to do when you raise your price is it gives you the ability to do different things during that high search volume season, like add coupons onto your listing. Those help the conversion rate a ton. So if in the next couple of weeks, you've slowly raised your price up a few dollars, $3, $4, $5, depending on your price point of your product, 10, 15, whatever you've raised it up, then that gives you an ability to now add a coupon, which will certainly improve the conversion rate. Every time you add something that's visible in search, and a coupon is one of those things, it's a big green badge right on your listing in the search results, that separates you from the competition. It's something that catches the eye and people look at. So this playing with your price a little bit right now gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of maximizing profit, and also the ability to do different things during the holiday season to increase the conversion rate on there. A note about raising prices, though, is you got to do it with a little bit of caution. If you raise your price too much, too fast, Amazon will take the buy box away from you, which makes it difficult for people to buy your product. So you got to be careful. We don't really know what that is, what that metric is, where they take it away from you. But if you do it slowly, I mean, if you've got a $10, $15 product, and you want to raise your price 50 cents, every couple of days, something of that nature, that's a good way to test out raising your price. But again, those things are really, really, really critical right now. I think when people think about this holiday season, this is when you want to think more about maximizing your profitability on your products, as opposed to maybe being a low cost option that has less profit margin per unit, but you sell a lot. I think there's a lot to be gained by potentially fewer sales at a higher profit margin.
Let me add two things there real quick, Dustin.
Yeah.
Two things. So something in this phase one, before we get into the busy season and traffic starts to go crazy, I would be sure that you have a bulk file or a backup file for all your listings, just in case something happens where your listing gets taken down a few days before the holiday, or something happens with your inventory. Just make sure you have a file update ready for your listings. That way you can immediately update something if you need to. So if somebody attacks your listing and they put a wonky image on there that's not yours, or go suppressed and you need to get it updated, you can contact Seller Central, but they're going to tell you to do the bulk file. They're going to tell you to do a bulk file update. So I would get that figured out. If you don't know how to do it, there's tons of good videos online to show you how to do a bulk file. But I would have that in your back pocket just in case you need to pull it out for emergency. Another one is Dustin touched on it, the coupons. You can run massive coupons now, set the end date on Thanksgiving or a little bit after, maybe a little bit before Thanksgiving, but make this coupon massive, not like $1 or $2. Make it huge. Make it like 5, 10, 50% off, whatever. Make it big for this short period of time. Because when you're running ads now, and then by the time that coupon goes off, you're just helping your conversion rate, and you're getting that organic rank higher and higher and higher. So that when Black Friday, Cyber Monday comes up, you've just increased your organic ranking with using coupons. So it's a short-lived period. And especially if you have a product that people repurchase over and over and over again, where now you're acquiring customers through this period that can probably repeat your purchase in January or whatever, but you can do all this now with your aggressive advertising, put some aggressive coupon on your listing, get that bulk file ready just in case. Those are things I would kind of be doing right now, especially just to kind of pull out and get your organic ranking going, is that coupon.
Yep. Great points, Chris. And so for those listening, you can see that that's almost the flip of waiting until the until the holiday shopping season to put those on. That's the opposite of like raising your price now and doing that. And so what Chris is highlighting is you're trying right now to determine what your strategy, your end goal is. And there's two basic strategies right now. Are you trying to aggressively rank your product organically right now before the shopping season? So you're investing in advertising aggressively now so that you can get those high placements on your main keywords and then let it ride with the sales velocity that's coming. That's a strategy. And the other is to wait it out and then actually advertise heavily during the holiday shopping period when you could potentially have a lower ACoS. So all of these things are things you're going to have to do, or do both. You can combine those two as well. But those are the things you have to make the determination of your budgets, how much advertising dollars do you have to spend, how you're going to break that out, where you're currently actually ranking. So we're going to talk a little bit more about those types of things going through these next. So again, we're in early November. This is when you absolutely want to be monitoring your PPC budgets. Okay. You want to be aware of campaigns that you're going out of budget on right now. We don't want to be going out of budget during the holiday period. So if you're out of budget now, then you're definitely going to be needing to increase those budgets and or utilize some form of day parting. A day parting strategy is where you're setting a certain time of day where your ads are running. That way you're focusing your budget on your highest converting parts of the day. We have this, so to talk about day parting, and this might be something that will help you throughout the holiday season. We have this functionality inside Solozo. So for those that are Solozo users, you can actually go into your Solozo campaigns, and we're looking at an account that's in demo mode. So these names of these campaigns are hidden, but you can actually turn on day parting for any campaign, enable it, figure out what time of day. So you could just, if you wanted to run your campaigns just during this time of day, you can, and Solozo automatically will pause and turn off your campaigns for you. Additionally, this is a good feature where we have the data of where you're making your sales. So this is the kind of data that you want to be looking at as this November period progresses. And you can see this is a heat map of when this client made sales of this product that's in this campaign. So you can see there is a cluster here. This is when the highest converting times happen. So if budgets are an issue and you're going to be using this time now to determine, you're testing these campaigns out, or campaigns that hopefully you've been testing out for a long time. But going into the holiday season, if let's say you only have $100 a day that you can put on this particular campaign, and that $100 has been running out around noon, well, here's your data of when the majority of your sales are going. So you just come in here, you could day part this. So you're only running ads from 6 to 7. That stretches your ad dollars away from your less converting times towards your more converting times. And that's just going to be, that will be a home run during this holiday season for you. So if you are using Solozo right now, or you're looking to start using Solozo, we have this data for you inside the platform so that you can make determinations on how to adjust your budgets or use your budget in the smartest way possible during this time. So that would be monitoring your budgets. Again, everything that we're doing right now is sort of a testing, prepping phase so that we have everything optimized ideally, and things like the day parting we just talked about for when we get into there. The other thing that you're monitoring right now would be your best performing keywords. Okay. Obviously every keyword doesn't operate the same. And again, all of us are going to be dealing with a set budget. We want to allocate our budget the best way. So during this time of year, when you're monitoring these keywords in the performance, and again, you can do this inside Solozo, you can select any campaign you want to look at, and then in the targeting tab, you'll be able to see, again, this is in demo mode, so you can't see these, but these are all the keywords and ASINs in this campaign. Well, you can look at sales, your conversions. So obviously this top target is their highest conversion. You can also flip by conversion rate. Okay. So you can determine which targets are actually performing the best for you, the ones that are driving the most sales at the highest conversion rate. And again, with these campaigns that you're running right now, you're able to take that data and then maybe focus during the holiday season just on your highest converting targets. I'm a big believer in focusing more towards what works as opposed to casting the net ultra wide, especially during times when sales and search volume is super high, because you don't want to be wasting budgets on targets that have lower conversion rates. You may get some sales there, but you're going to be spending more ad dollars for those sales than you'd be spending ad dollars for sales on the highest converting, and it's going to eat your budget. So laser focusing and using this data now. So when you're running these campaigns, you are running maybe more research-oriented campaigns during November. So you're gathering the data of conversion rates. And so targeting, focusing, and day parting with your budgets are all things that you're gathering data now for, so that you can make those adjustments to your campaigns during that season. And then of course, you can have higher budgets on more focused things during the sales season. So those are things that you want to definitely be monitoring. And then, like I said, determining your PPC strategy. Let's just dig into this a little bit. Okay, if your strategy right now is to pre-rank, if we want to spend aggressively right now to help improve our organic rank on products, then what you want to do is you actually have to know where you're ranking. So if you're using a tool that's tracking keywords, Helium 10, Jungle Scout, any of those types of tools, you want to make sure you're entering all of your keywords into those keyword trackers so that you can see your organic and paid ranks for each one of those. And then what you can do is, if you're using a tool like that, then you can sort and filter those keywords out by where they rank. So you can take keywords that are like, 1 to 10. If they're in the first 10 spots, then those are already really ranking well. You can maintain your advertising as is on those. And then you can filter to 10 to 25. So you're talking about you're sort of low down on the page one. Those particular keywords, if you happen to be ranking right now, in the 20 spot, that's a keyword that you can isolate right now in a ranking campaign and be aggressive with it. So again, if you're using Solozo, it's fairly simple. You can set a high target ACOS on that right now. You can maybe add a top of search multiplier. And the point of this campaign is to see if in the next couple of weeks, if you can boost your organic ranking from 12 to maybe 5 or 20 to 5. There's not a lot of, it's not a huge distance you have to go. That's why it's nice to track those keywords. You can figure out where you can isolate maybe the 10 to 15 keywords where you're bottom of page one. Spend some money now trying to get that, because if you can get that organic rank up now, the impact as we go into the holiday shopping season is going to be huge on your level of organic sales. So that's the reason why if you're looking to pre-rank, that's something you want to do. Obviously, when that Black Friday hits, you can rein that way back in. You could either pause that ranking campaign and just let your normal optimized campaign with those keywords in it now continue to get you some paid sales on there, or you can pause it in general and let that organic rank ride through the season. So those are things that you really want to look at. Keywords that are down too low. I mean, if you're ranking 200 for a certain keyword, you may not have enough time or capital right now to actually get that up. So maybe those are ones that you're just avoiding right now, but you can make huge impacts right now with ranking strategies designed to improve your organic rank before the holiday season hits. Anything you want to add to that, Chris?
No, I think that's good. I think just kind of back up to the very beginning, this all is only possible if your product is actually a gift. Like if you don't see a bump during the holiday season, don't like get that FOMO, like fear of missing out, you know? So if your product is a gift, yeah, these are all great actionable things to do. But if you're just selling little trinkets and it's not even a gift somebody would buy for a present, I'd probably just sit on silent, honestly, and because you're just going to waste money on something that you may see a little bit of increase in sales, but I don't know if the return's going to be there. So before you do any of these things that we're suggesting, just take a look at your product. And is it a gift? Somebody buy as a gift? Is it something that people are giftable? Then if the answer is yes, then move forward. But if the answer is no, I don't know if I'd chase all this stuff. I'd probably just be a little bit more conservative and let everybody else fight it. So I think you did that. That's good.
If you've been selling for a while, for many years, you sort of will understand what impact the holiday shopping season has on your product if it does bump up. But Chris is exactly right. There's another scenario in terms of inventory that you want to be aware of as well. One of the brands that I own is actually in the fitness niche. So it is a giftable product. People like to give fitness products as gifts for sure. But the holiday season is just the very beginning of my high sales season. January is almost double Christmas for like at-home fitness products because everyone's setting their New Year's resolutions. So when you're planning out your inventory and your PPC strategy, you may have a product that goes past the Christmas season, the holiday season, and you want to be prepared for that as well. Most products die off fast after the holiday shopping season, but that's just something to be aware of. All right, Chris, I'm going to let you take over and talk about after Black Friday. We've done all these things, whether we've pre-ranked, whether we've just tried to nail in our optimization of our campaigns. We've got our budgets lined up. We know what we're doing. Okay, now Black Friday or the day before Black Friday hits. What are your strategies?
Good. Yeah. So this is Black Friday's here. What are we doing next? So first of all, you're going to need to expect the bids for all your keywords are just going to keep going up and up and up during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. People are going to be bidding. They're going to be increasing their bids. They're going to try to get more impressions and more clicks. So before Black Friday, what I would suggest doing, and this isn't here on the slides, just something I would do, is make your own like Black Friday, Cyber Monday separate campaigns, or you can call them like top of search campaigns, whatever you want to call them. But these are keywords that you always want to be aggressive on, and you could put those into their separate campaign and throw on a top of search multiplier on this campaign. This is going to have its own budget. This is going to be exact match only, but this is going to be a list of keywords, excuse me, that you already know you want to be aggressive on, that you always want to target 10, 20, 25 keywords, manual campaign, exact match, top of search multiplier. I would go high, like 1 to 2 to 300% on that with aggressive bids. Bid strategy is going to be down only or fixed bid. But you just want to make sure you always show up for these type of keywords because these are the ones that people are buying through. So that would be my first one. Another one you're going to do during this one is you should know your competitors by now. So know who your competitors are and put them in their own campaign and target their ASINs and put a product page multiplier on this one. So that way, when somebody's on their page, you can show up underneath that sponsored products related to section. Your product can show up there so that maybe you have a better offer, maybe you have a better price, or maybe you have a better main image. Maybe you've done something different with your image. That can get somebody's attention and you could steal a sale away. So know your competitors and just go after them pretty heavily. The day before Thanksgiving, all the way through Cyber Week, and you're going to see a chart here in a second, like that even second week of December is pretty aggressive too. So you can make this campaign start like a couple days before Thanksgiving and make it end like a week before Christmas or something like that. So just an idea. You want to add something there, Dustin?
Yeah, I was going to throw in a point about targeting your competitors. and this ties back into inventory again. If you have a really well-developed ASIN targeting campaign with your main competitors in there, something that's going to happen, okay, a lot of people drive traffic to Amazon in a lot of different ways. Google ads, Facebook ads, it's coming direct from their own website. They're not just using PPC on Amazon. So if a competitor goes out of inventory and they haven't shut off the rest of their traffic to their listing, then you could steal sales from their traffic if you have that ASIN targeting campaign running. And this is going to happen a lot. And so this is why I think that's so important. What Chris mentioned is having that well-developed ASIN targeting campaign, not to mention that you're going to steal sales, even if the inventory is in there and they're active and you have a better competitive offer, you're going to grab those sales for sure. It's a great method, but this is going to happen a ton. And you can steal a lot of sales from a listing that has no inventory available, but they're still driving traffic to it.
Yeah, and if you can just get those easy wins, it's going to help your ranking, conversion rate, all that stuff. So a couple campaigns, exact match, call it like your top of search campaign, aggressive bids, throw a multiplier on the top of search, set up another campaign, product targeting, throw a multiplier on the product targeting area. That way you can target your competitors and you can target the main keywords. Lastly, another one, target your own products. So you sort of have this campaign created, but you should be targeting other products that you sell. So if you have a line of products, create a campaign. I know Dustin does this. I know I did it. Like create a campaign that target your other products so that your competitors don't do what I just told you to do to your competitors. So target your products and take over that spot. And I'm even more, I'll throw a 900% multiplier on my own product campaigns because I don't want my competitors to show up in that area because I want to maintain those sales and maintain that spot. And I want my customers to stay with me. So do those three. I think that's going to help. This all is not going to happen if you run out of inventory. Inventory is something.
Let's show them what that looks like.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go to a random product on Amazon here. And the ad
look at those variations.
I know it's a lot of variations.
Jeez.
A lot of them look the exact same. So anyway, if what you're able to do is this is a listing, and let's say this is your listing, when you scroll down, you're going to see products related to this item. This is where this ASIN targeting comes in. Well, what Chris is talking about is if you target your other products that you have in your catalog to this product that's yours also, you can fill all these spots and keep your competitors out of there. So it basically makes your listing a landing.
Stop right there. Go back down a little bit. Go ahead and finish what you're saying.
I was going to say, this makes your listing a landing page basically for only your products, and it keeps everybody else away. And I know Chris is going to mention these other ad placements as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, so these are all great spots. Spots of display areas, product targeting areas where Dustin's kind of hovering over. You could do this with your competitors as well, but the one I really want to point out is this bundle right here. These bundles, if you scroll down a little bit, Dustin, you can make these bundles. So holiday season bundles. You can get creative with the main image here. It doesn't necessarily have to be like TOS compliant. I'll put it like that lightly. You can put put your product in like a box, and the box can be like a present, and you can show buy this and get this in a bundle. You can name this like holiday bundle, or I wouldn't put Christmas, but you might be able to get it through Amazon's tracker when you submit these as like holiday bundle or gift bundle, something like that. But when you put these bundles in here, look what it does to the product targeting campaigns. It pushes it all the way down. So it pushes it further down the page so nobody can find your product. So if you've got access to bundles, create some of those. They're super easy. And just this way you're kind of building a moat around your product page, and you can target your own products and stuff here. So I think bundles is an opportunity people miss out because they just don't think about doing it. But bundles, I think, are a good way to differentiate yourself and promote new products. Okay. Back to the slides. Don't run out of inventory. If you don't have inventory, you can't do none of this. So if you're out of inventory, I apologize. It's probably on a boat somewhere on the port. But you need inventory. And if you don't have inventory to run, I like to look at 30 days. If you don't have 30 days worth of inventory, There's no sense in pushing advertising. Now, this is debatable. There's no sense of pushing advertising because you're taking profit away, you're throwing it to ads, and you could just be getting organic sales and kind of bringing more back to the business, profit first. So if you don't have enough inventory, I don't know if I would be running ads. I would just wait until you get your inventory back in, and then you can full throttle your advertising. Change your sponsor brand creative to add more of a seasonal message or images. So this can be done either in sponsor brand headline ads or sponsor brand video ads. Personally, I like the video ads. You could do both, but I like video ads. Video ads are really catching people's attention. They see it on the page. They convert like crazy. But if you can make a video ad related around the holiday, like Christmas, and you can show like being given as a gift, and you can be more like, here's one right here. Like if you could show this as a gift and people buying it for Christmas, it's going to convert like crazy. There is competition, but the cost per clicks are not as high as some of these keywords you're going to be going after. So I would play around with sponsor brand of video ads, get the creative to be more of a holiday theme. And then on the sponsor brand headline ads, you can make the messaging like looking for a Christmas gift or looking for a holiday gift. I would go with the word holiday. I think the word Christmas is going to get scraped out, and Amazon's going to say you can't use that in the messaging. So try holiday, get creative with the words you're going to use in that messaging. And then in your images. So Dustin, if you go to Google, type in red bow, I'll show you what I'm talking about here, but you can get like a red bow image.
Go to Amazon and type red bow?
I'm sorry, go to Google. Go to Google and type in like a red bow, and let's look at images here. You can get some of these images and just click on the image tab. You can take one of these images and use a service like Canva or Glorify app, and you could put this, like there's that one, the second one in the second row. You could put this like on your secondary image. You could try your main image, and if it gets suppressed, just upload the main image back to what it normally was. You could, I've seen it, I've done it with my main image. I put a little bow on it. It may last like 2 days before your competitors complain about it. But you can always re-upload that image with the main image file, or like I mentioned previously, you got that bulk file ready. You can just upload that bulk file and get it on there. So some of these things are kind of like, grayish hat and may not be something to test out. Like you got it. It's a marketing game, right? We're trying to differentiate between our competitors and market differently. So you're doing that with advertising, doing that with being creative with your images. Also on your Amazon store page, I don't know if we have an example of that. You can figure out what a store page real quick, but on your store page, you could put like a holiday themed banner in it. You could show like the message. It can be buy it for a Christmas gift, but on your Amazon store, you can make this themed for the holidays. Make it look different. Drive traffic to it.
They don't have
drive traffic to. Yeah, I don't have one here either. Drive traffic to it, but just kind of show your potential customers that you're up to date. You know what's going on. Post, Amazon Post. Amazon Posts are a good way to drive cheap traffic. It doesn't cost anything to do. You just make them. And they show up on mobile. They are showing up on desktop. I've seen people talk about desktop showing up on desktop, but these are just basically social media posts that you're doing just through Amazon. And you're just uploading an image, talking about your product, and it links to your product page. So these show up on your competitors page as well. You should get access to this in Campaign Manager. If you go to Campaign Manager, go to the bottom left corner, click on that little nuts and bolts area. You'll see a little spot that says Amazon Post. You can click on there and just create posts. Good suggestion. What I've done is just reuse some of my my lifestyle images. Another one I've done is hired somebody on Upwork and just sent them my product and just told them to take a lot of different images with my product being in use. Just doesn't matter what they look like. We're just trying to show the product. And then you just get those images back, use them as your post. You can get like 500 photos for like $100 or $200 or something. And now you got 500 potential posts that are cheap clicks, or they're free clicks. You're not paying for them, but they're all over Amazon. They show up all over your page. And then when you get followers that follow your brand, you're going to have the potential to reach out to them when you get new products. So all this is like a big circle. Like it's all going to come together at some point with Amazon trying to promote more brands, but you're doing this stuff now. So when you get access to more data that Amazon releases to brands, you're going to be ready to go. So all that kind of stuff. Okay. As you're selling, your campaigns are going to run out of budget. Only add budget to campaigns that are meeting your target ACOS goal. I pause a lot of campaigns that don't meet my target. If it runs for 2 weeks and I get 15, 20 clicks and my ACOS is north of 80%, I know that sounds high, but that's where I'm at, north of 80%, I pause that campaign and we'll go on different campaigns. So only add budget to campaigns that are hitting ACOS or low ACOS that you want to go after. If they're 200, 100, whatever, no sense in adding more budget to them because they're just not performing well, and move on. So that's my next point here. Shift Ppc budgets away from underperforming campaigns with better ACOS and ROAS. So if you only want to spend $100 a day, if you only want to spend $100 a day on advertising, maybe move that budget around to other campaigns that are performing well. Another mistake I see here is sellers will have their account set up for daily budget cap as their campaign manager tab. They'll put a daily budget cap. Well, what that budget cap does is it caps everything into campaigns. So if you only want to spend $100 and you have 100 campaigns, $10 a piece, like it's only going to get $10 on some of these campaigns. So I would get rid of that and use campaign budget as the setting. So your campaign budget is going to be how much that campaign spends. If you use the daily cap, you might be leaving money on the table where your ads can perform better. So I would probably remove that. And then the last point here, don't go all in on Black Friday. Be patient and invest in the last 2 weeks before Christmas. We're going to show a picture here of, you're going to see a big spike here. I think it's right here. Perfect. So if you notice the two humps here, the first two humps, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, uptick, and then like right that middle of December, up. These are all the procrastinators. This is Dustin and I. This is what we do. we wait. This is all we wait to buy. So these people get in. They can't wait for the holiday. They've already got their Christmas tree up. They got the lights on. They're ready to go. They're buying presents. These people are like, I better hurry up and get a present in because I'm running out of time before Christmas gets here. I think this is going to happen earlier with lead times. Are going to probably be pushed back a little bit. I bet like that first week of December, it's really going to be really high here. It's probably going to die off even sooner because there's going to be delays, I think, in arrivals. So we'll see it. We'll see what happens next year at this time. We'll look at it. But this is where you can kind of weather the storm a little bit. Let everybody kind of go after it right here. And then as maybe they run out of budget or they don't have the capital, you can focus right here in that middle, like that first couple of weeks of December right here, and really get some good sales, because that's when you'll see a little uptick as well. You'll notice a few other ones, like right here, that's another one. I think that's a Monday. And you'll see one more here, and then it just dies. So like right after we get to like the 20th or 19th, it's just all downhill from here. So just be ready. It's going to be a short-lived window.
Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, this is a chart that's pulled from one of our clients inside Stelozo, and we see this exact same pattern going for, and that's why we've divided the strategies. You can see right here, this is the Black Friday. This is sort of where we are right now. So this is where you've got this room to test. That's why we've divided it. This is your testing period, this November right now, to set up everything exactly the way that Chris laid out. That way you can implement, when the sales velocity goes up, during the holiday shopping season strategies, where it's much more targeted. Okay, that's, I think, the theme of this is testing period, and this is your period to be ultra targeted on things that work, targeted on campaigns that work, allocating budget to those things, and just moving away from anything that underperforms in any way. But one thing to highlight here, this is what Chris was bringing up in that last point, is you can see this is Black Friday and Cyber Monday. These are big boosts, but it's nothing like the weeks leading up to Christmas. These are almost double what these are. Okay, so if you go in and you're ultra aggressive with your advertising budget because you don't want to miss out on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, you're going to be missing out on all of this if you don't have the budget to maintain through there. So understanding the way that sales trends work, I think is really important. All right, here, open this up for questions. So feel free to have any questions that you want in the chat or in the Q&A. And so while we're waiting on questions to come in over here. We want to talk, Chris and I, if you guys have not heard our podcast, we run a podcast called Two Amazon Sellers and a Microphone. It's available on every platform where you can download podcasts. We also live stream these every day. So if you go to Solozo's LinkedIn, YouTube channel, you can see the live streams and the recordings of them as well. We bring in experts all across the Amazon and e-commerce sphere. We do almost an episode a day on our podcast. We love them. We learn so much from these guests that we have on. We'd love for you to learn as well. So you can definitely follow us and listen to that podcast. All right. Additionally, we have some very exciting news. If you currently are with Solozo, you've probably gotten an email about this as well. But we have merged with NetRush, and NetRush is an amazing company. We're so excited to be a part of their family. But it offers so many things for you as e-commerce and Amazon sellers, from everything from brand protection to logistics service, 3PLs, to creative creation, full account management. There's so many things that we're now a part of. So we'd love to talk. If you guys have any questions in the future, if you're using Solozo right now or not using, and you have other needs in your business that you'd like great teams to take care of, this is reach out to Chris or myself, and we will get you set up with the correct person. It's very exciting. You can see here, we're now just a nice piece of the NetRush pie. All right, we do have a question coming in. Chris, why don't you take this one? What's a good strategy for ads to run specifically for the holidays? For example, targeting keywords such as holiday gifts, presents, stocking stuffers, etc. This is a great question, and we didn't touch on this, so thank you for bringing this question up. Chris.
Yeah, so I like looking at brand analytics to find these type of search terms and keywords to go after for my ad campaigns. So if you are lucky enough to be brand registered, you could go into your brand registry account, and you can go back to last year's Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and see what the type of search terms people were typing in. The ones that are going to get the most, like, highest cost per clicks are going to be just the generic, like, 2-word gifts for him, stocking stuffer ideas. Like, those are going to be super aggressive and expensive. I would niche down. So so let's say you're in the pet niche, stocking stuffers for pet lovers or dog lovers, like, go a step lower than just stocking stuffers. So it's going to be product based, but you're going to find this data in brand analytics. You're going to look in there and see what people were searching for last year. And you're going to put these keywords in as an exact match. I would also test it out in a phrase match. So like the word stocking stuffer, you could put as a phrase match, and that product's going to show up more often because it's in a phrase match structure than it would in an exact match. But you're going to try to find other search terms and keywords to go after that maybe your competition is missing out on. I think it all starts at the brand analytic page. If you don't have brand analytics, one tool that I like to use, it's a Chrome extension. It's called Amz Suggestion Expander. I know Dustin likes this one too, but you can go to Amazon, you'll type in gifts for him, and then it'll give you suggestions on other search terms to go after that may not show up in the default, like Dustin's showing right here. You can see these other ones on the right side, which is gifts or keywords before. Amazon doesn't show those without this extension. So if you download the extension, you're going to get a whole other, I mean, look at all those things. Gifts for him and her set, gifts for him and her matching, gifts for him and her Christmas gift. Like, you could find all those in here. And not only that, you might find a good product idea right here too. So it's like, if you don't have brand analytics, use this. If you have brand analytics, still use this. I mean, it's a unique way.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I think you touched on it, and I'll just reiterate those gift terms, the nichier you can get, the better your performance is going to be. Everybody across the board is putting Christmas gifts and Christmas gifts for boys or anything like that in their campaigns. I mean, it's going to be super competitive. The conversion rates are going to be so low on those. But if you did barbecue Christmas gifts and you sell a grill set, that's targeted enough. That's you're directing people to what they're looking for is your product, because you have a barbecue gift set. You're going to see a lot better there.
Yeah, right. You would put those in exact match.
Yes, the question was, should you exact match those terms you're showing there? And yes, you would want to. And you can start these campaigns a little bit before the Black Friday, these gifting campaigns. I would separate them out in their own campaigns so you can turn on or turn off the budgets for these without affecting the rest of your campaigns. And you can have different bid strategies on these as well. An interesting thing about search behavior for people on Amazon is typically during any regular old time of the year, somebody types in exactly what they want and then they don't search very far. They pick out of the first 5 to 10 products that they see, and then they buy. When you have a term that is a gifting type term, the intent of the shopper is to type that gift keyword in, like barbecue gifts for men, and then search for a long time. Their intent is much different. So if you can start prepping these campaigns early, you might be able to bid if it's fairly aggressive, but bid at a point where you're showing up like on the second or third page of results and still get a lot of traffic for your gift, which is the complete opposite of how normal search behavior works during the year.
Something to remember here, you could, when these keywords get aggressive or competitive, you might want to turn to social media here. If you've got a good social media presence, or if you used Instagram or Facebook and you've got a brand page or whatever, you might be able to use that as your leverage to get some type of sales through those type of keywords. Mm-hmm. So if you've got a gift for barbecue lovers, maybe use that as the link to send to the clients so that you can kind of get some sales. Again, these are all like do at your own risk, but it may help out.
All right, we'll keep looking for more questions, but in the meantime, because we're about to run up against our time limit here, if you are interested in learning more about Sellozo or NetRush, like I said, you can go to sellozo.com. You can book a demo. That demo will be with either Chris or myself. So we'd love to talk to you about strategies or anything about Amazon or e-commerce in general, so we can help you find a solution. But we will do a demo of Sellozo for you. On that demo, we can set up some of these campaigns, or on your onboarding call. If you do it, come on and sign up for the 14-day free trial. Chris and I are more than happy to help you launch and set up these prep campaigns, and then also get prepared for the shift to the campaigns during the holiday season. We'd love to speak with you and walk you through that as well. Again, for coming onto this webinar, we have a gift for you. You can use this coupon code right here, and you'll get a 14-day free trial, and you're going to get $100 off your first month, which could make it. I mean, our base plan is $149 a month, so you could be coming in for a 14-day free trial and $49 for your first month. That'll get you all the way through the entire shopping season. We know you'll love it, so you'll stick around. But we do have this offering, so make sure that you use this code when you sign up, and you'll get that $100 off your first campaign. All right. Red light signs when the campaign strategy is not working. Chris.
Green light signs when a campaign is working. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. I guess, what are the signs that a campaign is not working? You got to show up.
Signs when a campaign is not working. Got it. High ACoS. If your ACoS is high, if it's got more than 10 clicks and the ACoS is north of 100%, I would probably pause that campaign and look at the keywords that you're targeting. If you're just doing exact match, maybe switch over like a phrase match. If you want to find more keywords in your niche, try a broad match. That's going to give you a wider net. something I like to do, let's say you sell in the pet niche and you sell dog brush. Like put dog brush as a broad match, see what comes back. Put low bids, low budgets, because you're just mining. You don't want to spend a lot of money here. But if your campaign is not working, look at the keywords, look at the match type, and try different match types and see if you can get better results.
Yep. Definitely stop something if it's not working.
Yeah, don't keep throwing money at it. I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty. I'll just keep throwing money at something just to see if it gets better.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
The data doesn't lie, which is another really good reason for using automation for your campaigns. Chris talks about this all the time. It takes the emotion out of your decisions. We can fall in love with keywords, or we can wish that we, at some point in the future, are going to start all of a sudden performing better on this keyword. But you got to kill things that in your structures that don't work, because it's just, all it's doing is siphoning money away from things that you could be allocating that money to that would work better, that the data is there. So there's nothing wrong.
If it still doesn't work, look at your listing, right? Like,
yeah, of course. Yeah. The listing is key. But as a final note, just as an overall discussion about PPC, Amazon really, really, really loves high converting products. It favors them in everything. It gives you cheaper ad clicks. You'll win better placements in your ads for less money. You're going to be organically ranked better. That's their business model. They want to showcase the products that convert for whatever that search term is. So if you are continually to run poor performing campaigns, you're kind of hurting yourself in an additional way to just losing the money. You're sending signals to Amazon that your listing and your product doesn't convert that well, and it's going to hurt you. It's going to start suppressing you organically, et cetera. So that's why really a testing phase and a targeting phase are so important in almost all strategies that you do with PPC, is to find those areas where you make sales and convert and double down on them. All right, everybody, this is going to be posted on Solozo.com. This is a recap of this webinar. It'll also be on Solozo's YouTube channel. So make sure you go check that out. Our YouTube channel is loaded with content, some videos that Chris and I have made. If you're not sick of us yet, you can go watch some of those videos. Also, our team puts together some really good content strategies and helpful tips through all times of the year selling on Amazon. Thank everybody for joining, and we'll see you on the next webinar. Take a listen to our podcast. We got one going live in about an hour. So we'll see you there. All right, everybody. Have a good one.